This video is powered by YouTube memberships and Patreon. See the link in the description and learn how you can support videos like this. Carl Johnson first met Woozie at one of his regular race meets in Red County. It was clear to CJ that he was important, connected, and there was also something else about him that he couldn't place.
Woozie, but my friends call me Woozie. How you doing?
CJ would find out soon about Woozie's curse. That curse certainly didn't affect his racing. Woozie made a good showing alongside the other cars in the race, but Carl soon took the lead and won $5,000 for his victory. The countryside was proving fruitful, but he needed the cash for the truth's weed and his ongoing quest to free his brother Sweet.
Be careful, CJ.
Sure.
Caesar warned CJ against trusting Woozie, but in the short time he spent in his company, he saw nothing that would earn his mistrust. In fact, he seemed to be a man of his word. And CJ made an impression on Woozie too.
And I never mind losing to a guy who's willing to push himself right to the edge. If you ever find yourself in San Fierro, give me a call. Maybe we can do a little business together.
Later, Carl would find himself in San Fierro because San Fierro was a place to lie low, make their new garage work, and hunt down leads on Big Smoke's burgeoning drug empire. Big Smoke does business with the Loco Syndicate here in SF. It is Woozie Moo that helps CJ develop that lead. Carl had meant to call Woozie on his arrival into San Fierro, but the garage had taken up much of his time. Instead, Woozie would call on Carl.
What's up, Woozie?
I was just explaining to your brother-in-law that we were friends.
Oh, yeah?
Woozie is the leader of the Mountain Cloud Boys, a triad gang here in San Fierro. He is an underboss to the Shuk Fu of the San Fierro triads, Ran Fa Li. He saw a friend in CJ, and that's good, because Woozie Moo and the triads, they need a friend right now. I'm Wolf, and I'm the video game storyteller. After my story of the main game, this is one of 7 short stories in my GTA San Andreas series. Check the description down below for the others, and those yet to be released can all be watched right now as a member or patron. Hit join, or check the links below. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this is the story of Woozie Moo versus the Da Nang boys. Here, in the Doherty garage, Woozie was happy to help CJ discern the identity of Big Smoke's drug suppliers.
Why don't you go take a look?
Well, his right-hand man Guppy was, anyway.
These guys? They're the Loco Syndicate. They're pretty big time, I think.
CJ would find just how big in the coming weeks. Amongst all this, the garage, the Loco Syndicate, Carl finally finds time for his new friend.
I own a little betting shop in Chinatown. Just come round and introduce yourself.
Chinatown lies at the heart of San Fierro, just west of downtown. This is true triad turf, the proud home of their gambling enterprise and other criminal revenue streams. A bustling hub of food and entertainment for both the Chinese that live here and others looking to enjoy this vibrant neighborhood. Traditionally, it's a safe part of town. Although operated by a criminal underworld, Woozie runs a calm, efficient operation. He won't have trouble on his patch. CJ arrives at the betting shop.
All right, come on, you can do it, you can do it.
And is told about Woozie's affliction.
You know of the boss's curse?
Curse? Nah.
He's blind.
Blind?
And also of his blessing.
He is blessed with unbelievable good fortune.
That would make sense considering
We was just racing cars last week.
with each curse afflicted on an individual, that curse often becomes the blessing that makes them who they are. Woozie had to rely on his other senses and intuition to become who he was, which served him well enough to climb the ranks to become Dai Lo, the leader of his own crew, the Mountain Cloud Boys. He is known by all that revere him as the Lucky Mole. He competes in races, a dab hand at video games,
How you do that?
and the areas he's not so lucky in, those around him find the luck for him. CJ is to join Woozie on Triad business.
As Daidai of the Triad, it is my responsibility to see that disputes are settled without damaging important business. I'm about to drop in on a local Triad that failed to show face at the last Tong meeting.
The Blood Feather Triad have a storehouse around the block. We shall see what excuses they have to offer.
And you'll see how we Triad settle things without recourse to unnecessary violence.
On their way, Woozie tells CJ about the real problem affecting their business here in San Fierro.
Some small-time Vietnamese gangs have been making trouble lately. We're not sure why they're gaining any courage now, but I'm nervous about the situation.
It was the truth that first informed CJ about the Vietnamese gangs here in SF as they drove through Easter Basin.
This here's Vietnamese gang territory. Da Nang boys. Watch yourself, dude. These cats are real serious.
The Da Nang boys have been steadily on the rise here in the city and have lately planted themselves firmly on Woozie's radar. But little does he know that the Da Nang boys have a plan that threaten the very existence of his beloved triads in San Fierro.
This is a place. Come on, it's this way.
Woozie doesn't go out of his way to advertise his blindness. He feels his other senses and his notorious luck make the fact inconsequential to his day-to-day.
What's wrong? You lost? Need a hand?
He gets wherever he needs to go in the end.
Just checking the, shut up, Carl. This way. Ah, we're here. Strange, this gate is usually locked.
Oh, man. Woozie.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you lying down there.
He's dead. They all are.
The Blood Feathers wiped out?
Die low. Vietnamese surprised us. Cut us all down. Shit! Here they come again!
The Da Nang boys did have a plan. Before this, they were a fly in the ointment for the triads, but here they are starting something. The first major stage in their plan.
In the car, quick!
You drive. I'll send them back to the sewers.
That looked like the last of them.
Here, a token of the Tong's appreciation for what you did today.
The triads are at a crisis point. Woozie must find out more on what the Da Nang boys are planning. On CJ's next visit to the betting shop, Carl meets Ran Far Lee.
He heads the Red Gecko Tong on the west coast.
The triad pair are discussing news from their triad counterparts in the old country, Kowloon. The recent scuffles and this eradication of one of their triad gangs are merely just small advance groups sent out by the Da Nang boys from Vietnam, reconnaissance units, paving the way for what would come next.
The Da Nang boys are preparing to move to the United States.
They are testing the water, testing the fences, testing the defenses for what they see as their big takeover of the crime interests of this country, starting here in San Fierro. They see the triads as primed for taking down. Woozie needs to investigate further.
There may be some trouble ahead.
In the meantime, Carl is employed to retrieve a package for the gang.
A courier has left it in a drop at the airport.
By getting Carl to retrieve it, he is
less likely to draw the attention of the Da Nang boys.
But the Da Nang boys are waiting, further tightening their net. CJ escapes the roadblocks.
You won't get far!
Leaves the airport.
He's getting away!
And evades the pursuing motorbikes to drop off the package in Esplanade North. Da Nang boys running interference here are only the tip of the iceberg. Yet they have the triads running scared. They have eyes on all triad operations and properties for the next task on their list. The best way to take down a kingdom is to kill the king. That is the Da Nang boys' next plan of attack.
We were followed here. The Da Nang boys are watching this apartment. As soon as we leave, they will attempt an assassination.
The triad boss, Ran Far Lee, is in danger. The triads are shaken by this sudden uprising. But CJ is calm and has a plan.
Why don't you cruise on out of here, lead them to a place quiet, and cap they flat asses? Long as they think Mr. Farley here is in the back, they'll follow me wherever. After a while, you can come out safely.
Your success will be rewarded, Mr. Johnson.
The triads at large are starting to see in CJ what Woozie intuited at their very first meeting. CJ is also lucky, capable, and the man they need on their side to repel this challenge to their home and to their business interests. CJ distracts the Vietnamese long enough
It's decoy! Back to Chinatown!
for Ranfar Lee to escape into hiding.
They took the bait like morons.
The triad leadership is safe, at least until they can enact their retaliation. Woozie holds CJ up on a pedestal, a friendship he treasures for both himself and the service he gives to the triads. To him, there is nothing that CJ can't achieve for them, but for Woozie's next plan, there is something that CJ needs to work on.
How are you in the water? Can you swim well?
No, I can't. Shit!
CJ won't let this stop his commitment to the triads. He heads down to Easter Basin, takes a plunge in its commercially polluted waters and gets to work on improving his stroke, his technique, and more importantly, his lung capacity. After a few days of training, he's confident he can reach any swimming distance that Woozie needs. But what does Woozie need?
You want me to swim around in dirty dock water, dodging little brown jelly beans and Vietnamese gangsters to put a bug on a boat in the harbor?
Having trained for this, subjecting himself to this, overcoming childhood fears,
When I was a kid, swimming off the Santa Maria, I once got a condom stuck to my face. Horror like that stays with you for life. Believe that.
doing all this for Woozie, the triads. This is just another reason he has to admire CJ, because Woozie can't swim.
When I'm in the deep water, it panics me.
Woozie can trust CJ with his fears, his secrets. So he trusts him with what he sees as his greatest secret.
I have a confession to make. I'm blind.
No shit.
Carl uses his improved lung capacity to evade the patrol boats.
We got somebody in the water over here. He was just here.
Infiltrates the target boat and quietly installs the bug within the Da Nang boys' communications equipment. This bug represents a huge advantage for the triads. If they can understand the gang's movements, where the main players meet, they may have a chance in turning the tide in this war. They just needed to keep listening, to wait for a specific piece of news. Days later, they heard it. This war with the Da Nang boys could not have come at a worse time for Woozie. He had recently been given an important task.
This is the big one. This is the one that is going to seal my place in the Red Gecko Tong.
Woozie was to leave for Las Venturas to oversee the triad expansion into the casino business. But the bug has delivered. They have actionable intel. The trip must wait. Today is when the Da Nang boys make their move. The Vietnamese had done their reconnaissance, laid the foundation. Today was the day when they start their takeover of San Fierro. But because of the bug CJ planted, the triads know when and where they'll be arriving.
The Da Nang boys are arriving today on a container ship.
As he always has been during this war, CJ is here to help out his friend.
Hey man, look, don't even trip. I'ma handle this for you, alright?
Thanks, my friend. Your help and friendship has been invaluable to me. If everything goes well, I'll call you in a week or so and invite you to my new spot.
Carl joins Woozie's triad men to start their assault.
Hey, CJ, strap in and strap up.
They take a helicopter. CJ mans the guns.
Lock and load.
Takes out the Da Nang boy members firing back at their Maverick.
Hit those Da Nang bastards.
They didn't figure for a rocket launcher.
RPG, we're hit. We're going down. Brace for impact. Can you see any survivors? No, nobody getting out of that alive.
No weapons, only his knife. Carl can do this no other way but quietly, until he can't. CJ, having cleared the deck, heads below into the cargo area. The Da Nang boys didn't arrive into San Fierro empty-handed. They put the journey to good use with their human trafficking arm of their business.
Keep it down! You wanna bring the snakehead down here?
Hey, who the fuck are you?
That name, the Snakehead. CJ releases the trapped refugees.
Please help us escape! The snakehead tricked us! The snakehead is up on the bridge!
The Snakehead is the leader of the Da Nang boys, here to fulfill his task of taking over the criminal underworld in America, starting here in San Fierro. CJ is here to prevent that from happening, to keep his triad friends in power, to help his friend Woozie. Woozie has been there for him and his family ever since he met him at the races, when searching for the Loco Syndicate. The Snakehead is where the refugees said he was, waiting on the bridge with a pair of katanas.
Enough! We settled this here!
Carl leaves the ship with the freed refugees. San Fierro is safe from the Da Nang boys. They have not the strength for a takeover now. They'll still be found in and around Easter Basin, but will never be more than a petty gang. A mere annoyance to the Chinese gang. Their plan to dominate the country is foiled forever. This city belongs to the Triads. Before Woozie leaves for Las Venturas, he returns the favour. His Triads help Carl take down the Loco Syndicate. One step closer to taking down Big Smoke and getting back his brother. And days later, CJ would get that call that Woozie promised.
Hey, Woozie, man, what you been up to?
Come over and see the setup, my friend. It's the Four Dragons Casino in Las Venturas. I'll see you soon, yeah?
And I'll see you soon on my next video. The story of the greatest casino heist in GTA history. Find the link down in the description. If not yet released, watch right now as a member or patron. Supporters keep this channel alive and telling stories like this for you. And if you'd like to hear me tell stories in real time, head over to Patient Plays, my Let's Play channel, to join me on my journey through the gaming worlds you love. See the subscribe link and links to playlists below, including my lore-throughs of the GTA series. Thank you so much to my elite supporters on the screen now. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't. I'm the Patient Wolf, and this has been the story of Woozie Moo versus the Da Nang boys.